Okay, this will be second to last 50 millimeter video. It's late. The wife's just about home. I'm gonna go in and start cooking some food. Little biscuits and gravy for dinner tonight. I got Loretta Lynn's recipe, and it's pretty good. It's better than Bob Evans, I'll tell you that right now. But so we got everything in place. Got the axle all the way up, which means chassis all the way down. We actually downloaded a CRG chassis setup / handling troubleshooting manual off the internet, which was good help because it still referred to these particular pills with the 1, 2, 3, 4 designation on those pills. So it was from this era, which is fine. That you don't need the sniper thing. I mean, listen, you gonna split hairs? I don't know anybody winning or losing races by a hair. Nobody. Some of them have been pretty close, but we ain't gonna be running with those guys. Most of y'all watching aren't running with those guys either. So we're not gonna split hairs. We ain't gonna get too crazy technical. This will be more than enough for us right here. Had a little issue, little snafu when I went to put things together. I realized that Mondo had sent me the wrong rear rotor. And this was way back in April, so I was concerned, man. I was thinking, oh boy, what's going on? We bought the hub adapter, right? They call it a flange. Goes from the hub to the floating part of the rotor, right? This is the original OEM rotor. Okay, let me set this stuff down. Right, this is the flange that goes inside. We bought a new flange because this one's a little worn. It's not bad, but it's a little worn, so we figured new rotor, new flange. It was like 12 bucks or something. It was cheap. Bought a bunch of new bits and pieces for the floating deal, especially the stuff that secures it. But what we did is we come out and we realized, rut-row raggy. The slashes in the rotor don't look the same. These are just two different length, just straight slots. These got a little shape to them, a little teardrop shape to them. Little different size cutout. But the biggest thing was they sent me the correct flange, but that flange doesn't even fit in here. It's not even. So what I did was I took pictures of this stuff and I sent it all to in an email to Mondo. They wrote me back the next morning. I mean, it's about a 7-hour difference between Italy and us here on the East Coast. So they wrote back and said, you know, send the same email to, you know, the customer service or something. So I did, and only had to send one picture, which was the picture of the two rotors next to each other on my kitchen table. And I said, you got the part numbers right? I ordered the right part. You sent me the wrong one. And luckily, I could find this one here. It's also a CRG piece, but it's called New Age. And this is for a 100cc cart. How do I know that? Because thank goodness Joe Wallace is mentoring me through this, whether he knows that or not. Gave me a phone number to a guy named Marshall. Not Marshall Mathers. That's your Eminem. Marshall something or another, and he's LSR Racing or something in Indiana, and he's a CRG guy. When I mentioned Joe's name, he didn't know Joe personally. But I told him what I had. I sent him the pictures that I sent to Mondo with the tape measure across here. And he said, you know, this is one 190 millimeter. The one I needed, it was 200, plus the inside was bigger. He says, 200 millimeter, man, I don't know that I... And next thing you know, he sends me a text message with a picture. He says, look at this, I have one. And he said he had a used one on a 50 millimeter hub. I said, look, I'm not interested in nothing used. So I paid the $153.60, and he sent me the new one. That's the one that's on the cart. But Mondo made good. What they did is they told me, keep the one we sent you. You don't have to send it back. And we're going to give you a store credit for 105 or whatever it was euro. So since I had 125 bucks coming, Big Daddy went shopping, and I needed more stuff anyway. Obviously, I needed more keys. I need the flat keys. So I got 3. I ordered 3, 1, 2. Got a triple in here. We need a triple here for our sprocket. I also got some doubles coming. Some two buttons, right? So I got 2 of those, 3 of the others. So we'll be good to go there. We got all the keys coming that we're going to need. We've already got brake pads. I got everything I need to put the front rotors on. I didn't put the brake caliper on yet because I'm not sure whether I want to pop the pistons out and take a look. I'm afraid if I do that, I'm going to ruin something and then have to buy seals. So I think tomorrow we'll just, or the next time we're working on it, we'll throw some things together and get all this on, and we'll do one last 50 millimeter update video. But look at that barbecue paint. The high temp barbecue paint, the tone was perfect, but it was a little too flat. And I told you just rub over it with a clean rag, and it gets this satin, semi-flat gloss, whatever look. I'm telling you, hey, let me find it. I got to find it for you CRG guys who want to do your own touch-up work. It's in here.
Jagged Little Pill is a phrase coined by Canadian rock music singer.
I know it's in here. There it is. Boom. Rust-Oleum. High heat. High protective enamel. Flat black. Barbecue black. Put it on. Light coats, man. Just a few light coats. I didn't even use any primer. And then rub over it with a rag. And man, from 3 feet away, you can't even tell. I mean, it looks gorgeous. It looks beautiful. So we've been talking to Joe. He just pulled in and got teched and got his pit space and got teched and everything. He's at Mid-Ohio this weekend. Happy Father's Day. Father's Day weekend, all you dads out there. Yeah, we've been playing in the yard with the swimming pool, burning everything in the back there. So we haven't really been out here since we waited on this rotor. Just got here today from Marshall. Man, I can't. Well, his last name starts with an M, but it's not Marshall Mathers. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's Matthews or something. I can't remember. But LSR, he's a sprint kart guy, sprint series guy from Northern Indiana. He may even know, because when I mentioned Muncie buying this kart, he said, "It's what year is it?" I said, "I think it's an 03. It's a Blue Demon." "Oh, Blue Demon, yeah, we know all about the Blue Demon," because he's a dealer. So he may even know who had this go-kart. I told him it hadn't crashed any curbs. The bottom of the kart is untouched. So I even bought chassis protectors. That's right, chassis protectors for this thing. We bought a couple sets of those spring clamp things that clamp the bumper down on the bodywork, because we don't have any of those. Yeah, we spent another $350 dollars, right? Not euro, but dollars, and I think we got everything we need. I got another new coil. Patrick, peace, brother. We hooked Patrick up with a coil at the racetrack a year or two ago. And he called me the other day before I made my purchase, and he mentioned something about that coil, and I'm like, dang it, I never replaced that. And it was a backup, but it was for, we swapped the 2 Vortex engines we got on and off our laydown cart. So what's on there, I don't want to take anything off there. It's all complete, ready to go. So there it sits. So we needed that new coil for the Vortex that's going on here. And it's Vortex specific. It is a PVL ignition coil that all the KZ guys are running, but it has a Vortex plug connector on it. So we got that. We got a nylon, what do you call it, bar, torsion bar, some 30 millimeter clamps to go on here. Man, what else did we get? We got a bunch of little stuff. More locking the collar, set screws for the collar. Those are always good to have, just good to have that kind of stuff. Can't, right off the top of my head, I can't remember, but it must have been a bunch of stuff because it was from $350. Actually, it was only $250 because we had it, well, $125, $130 worth of credit. So the wife always says, you know, you got to be a bargain shopper. Well, guess the news, folks. The wife ain't got nothing on old Big Daddy, that's for sure. So yeah, we'll be done playing with this. We're back outside Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. Thinking him and Han about taking a big limb off the tree. I cut one, and man, that thing hit the ground so hard it actually scared me. This tree cutting guy's got some cojones, because that thing, it's a wonder that the tree can actually hold the weight of those branches up. We're talking thousands of pounds, man. These things are anywhere between 10, 12, maybe even 16 inches across. Man, there's some big, but they got to come down because they're hanging over our top of our pool. Everything's out there. We got big open area up there where we got the pool filter down and all this stuff. We got the swimming pool ladder over here. Filters all out there. All I got to do is connect it to the pool. The cover's ready to yank off, all cleaned off, drained off. Got all that squared away yesterday, getting ready for the heat that's coming. It's going to be 90 on Monday. So water guy's coming Saturday to top off our pool and top off our tanks. We can start dumping the chemicals in it. And Sherry will be, I'm telling you, she'll be swimming around in that thing before it's full. I mean, that's how she is. She loves that pool. So we'll get back out here and get after this. After we get our yard duties, our China land duties, you know, we get ahead of the lawn cutting and all that kind of stuff. We got the parts coming, so now we can start throwing it together. That manual's going to be big help to answer questions on, you know, handling and all that stuff. I have this grandiose idea that getting out of Joe's go-kart and getting into this one will be the same thing, but I got a bad feeling we're going to need to tune on this chassis a bit. So it's all good, man. It's all good. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. Hang in there, y'all. June 13. It's not Pride Month. It's not Juneteenth month. You know what it is? It's since Roe v. Wade, it's pro-life month. That's what we call it. Pro-life month around here. Godspeed, God bless. We love life. We love y'all. We're praying for you. Hang in there. It'll get better.